Hi, I'm Wendy. Today I'm going to talk about blended learning and then give an example of a blended learning environment that I used in a class at a Japanese university. Let's begin by thinking about what students want today. They want to be creative and they want to interact with peers both in their class and around the world. They also want to follow their interests and they want their education to be relevant and real to them. That's why blended learning is a great system for 21st century students. Basically, it's a combination of face-to-face learning and technologies. This combination brings out the best in the teacher and the best in technology, and it results in improved learner outcomes because students are more engaged in their classes. Some benefits include increased flexibility because the teacher can adjust the lessons or adjust the technology depending on the student's needs. It's also convenient because students can use the technology inside the classroom or outside of the classroom. And students become more engaged because they're interested in what they're learning and they can learn at their own pace. But it's not all fun and games. Teachers need to think about the pedagogical aspects of the blend, and they need to make sure that the technology doesn't overwhelm the students or take over from the face-to-face. The teacher should have a deep understanding of the content, but she should also have a clear notion of just how the technology will be used to enhance learning. And she shouldn't let the technology part of the class overtake the face-to-face. Otherwise, students might think she's just trying to get out of being a teacher and teaching in a normal fashion. When planning the course using blended learning, the teacher needs to deeply think about which aspects will be covered in the face-to-face portion and which aspects would be better for using technology. She also needs to think about just how the students will use the technology and how the learning will be assessed. Other important aspects to think about are what technology is readily available. If you're using the internet, what kind of internet access do you have in your learning environment? How familiar are the students with the technology? What limitations are there to the technology or their access? And what kind of support do students need? These are particularly relevant when we are teaching ESL because we might not have a good high-speed Wi-Fi internet, or students might not be familiar with technology that's used in foreign countries or with English websites. We also might need to do a lot of scaffolding to teach the students how to use these types of technology that we're trying to introduce into our class. So I'm going to give you an example of a blended learning situation that I created in an academic writing course at a Japanese university. These are students that were preparing to transfer to American universities as third-year students, and they needed to learn academic writing style that would be expected of them at the American university. So we combined face-to-face teaching with a class page on the Colorado State University Writing Studio website. The class followed the syllabus from the Colorado State University Freshman Composition Program, and the students learned the types of essay writing that are taught at Colorado State, but they chose the actual essay topics themselves. In class, we talked about rhetorical styles, structures, vocabulary, and the students worked together to brainstorm ideas for their essays. We also used a password-protected class page on the Colorado State University Writing Studio. The students engaged in a weekly discussion board. They uploaded their writing assignments, did peer review, and they also engaged in an academic writing web quest on a writing topic of their choice. At the end of the semester, they submitted an e-portfolio with samples of the writing that they did throughout the semester and an assessment of the type of writing they learned about in their web quest. The blended learning worked well for several reasons. The students learned academic writing styles that they would be expected to use when they were studying abroad. They were able to research writing styles that we didn't cover in class, but that they were interested in. They also collaborated with peers both inside Japan and at overseas universities, and they found resources to help them when they were studying abroad.
Created using Powtoon.